I've got with me Anjan Kaur Ahuja. She is the owner of Anjan's Delights and also the chief baker. Let's say hello to her. Anjan, how are you doing?
Good, just keeping up with the COVID situation here, but we're keeping well. Thank you.
Good to hear. So with Canada Day, it's going to be a little different for a lot of people. We would love for them to enjoy some cake, and I know that you've got a fantastic recipe that they can try at home.
For sure, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll go over full cake, how to ice and decorate it. So if you want to do it at home with your family, you can follow along and just watch us.
Great. Okay, let's get to it. So now we actually want to show you how it's done and what are the ingredients that are needed. So I've got with us Anjan, as you guys met her earlier, and she's our South Asian cake boss. I'm actually feeling that I'm on that version of the show. So here we go. What do we have?
So we've got our ingredients for the cake. We're making our classic vanilla batter. We've got all our dry ingredients here.
Is there a specific flour that you have to use?
For cake batters, we use cake and pastry flour. It's just a lot more softer, and then the cake is much lighter with it.
So at home, you should definitely go and buy, or you can use the all-purpose flour.
You can use the all-purpose. You can switch it over to all-purpose, and that works as well. In baking, everything has to be exact to the measurements. Where in cooking, you still have a little bit of a leeway. So we can always change it up to grams, milliliters, any measurements we want. So usually for liquids, milliliter. For dry ingredients, we use grams here, just to make sure we have the exact amount and our recipes come out as they should be.
As you can see, she's definitely a pro. A lot of people can't even get that right. That's myself especially, with cracking of the eggs and the yolk. So yeah, that's kudos right there to her for that. So how many people will this cake feed?
So we're going to be making an 8-inch cake.
Okay.
That will feed about 20 people. So it's perfect if you have you're allowed to have 10 people over, I think, for COVID now. So it's perfect with that. And then leftovers are always great as well, right?
Of course. For breakfast, yes.
Breakfast, there you go. So we're just going to put all our liquids in the bowl now. And then our dry ingredients on the top.
And with the melted butter here that you've got, can people substitute that with margarine?
I personally would not recommend.
Right.
Yes, you can substitute it with oil though.
Okay, but not margarine?
No.
No, okay.
Cake is all about the good stuff, right? So you want the butter, you want all your fats in there.
Okay.
So I wouldn't.
Okay, all right.
But yes, you can substitute it with oil for sure.
Okay, great.
We're just gonna go over and put it on our mixer and mix it up.
Okay. All right. The mixer / blender is pretty phenomenal. We've got everything in there, and I can't wait to see how it's gonna stir it up. Oh, wow. Look at that. So putting it in a bowl and then whisking it won't just do the trick?
It does if you're doing a smaller recipe.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna grease our pan here.
So again, can you use a bit of oil, or do you actually need to use proper grease?
No, you can use, so for this you can use melted butter, you can use a spray, you can even use oil like you said.
It's all about efficiency in the bake shop, which is fantastic because that's how you get your orders on time.
So all our cakes are measured just to make sure they're consistent with all the heights in as well, and then it just bakes, if they're leveled, then they bake better as well. And then we're just gonna level the top, so when it comes out, it's nice and level as well.
So once they go in the oven, roughly how long do you need them to let just bake for and kind of sit in there?
With this, it's really hard to just say depending on the oven. With our oven, we have a commercial one, so it takes about 55 to 70 minutes with it, just because it's deeper pans, and then it's a lot of batter compared to like just the shorter height cakes. I know when I was home based, we were using about 350 to 400 just to have it bake faster, but at least an hour for sure for something like this. Yeah. I'm just gonna pop it in the oven and then we'll wait for it to bake.
There you go, in they go, and I can't wait to see what they look like when they come out all nice and hot. Right out of the oven, very nicely done, baked to perfection, and now I can't wait to see how we're gonna go about and ice it.
So we're just gonna go ahead and ice this, do the filling first, and then do the icing and decorate it. Okay. So for the sponges, we always like to level them from the top and the bottom.
Okay. As you can see, she's a professional.
So we usually level it up because once you cut it, a lot of people sometimes they get colored in it, rainbow slices in there. So when the pictures, then they come out nice and clean, and all the slices are leveled as well. We're just gonna
Put some syrup on it.
just to keep it a little bit more
And what
moist.
kind of a syrup is that? Is that maple syrup because we're doing a Canada Day cake?
Of course, yes. So we will be putting maple syrup so we did put maple syrup in the syrup just to kind of go with our theme. Normally we just do hot water with vanilla extract or vanilla bean in there. Oh. Yeah.
What exactly is in the icing? Of course, we've got our Canada Day colors, red and white, but what is in the icing?
So we use Italian buttercream here. Okay. It's basically a meringue with butter in there, okay, and egg whites. So we've got sugar, water, butter, and egg whites, and we just let it whip till it gets a smooth finish, so it's easy for us to ice. Okay. So normally we have a cake board here. I just put a little bit icing here, then put our cake on it so it just doesn't move and it sticks. And even underneath our board, we've got a little non-stick as well here, so it doesn't slip. So filling wise, I usually like to just do a little rim on the side here, and then we'll just so we're just going to take our offset spatula here and just smooth it out. Yeah. Because if you don't smooth this, then what happens is your layers will not be level, and then your cake might wobble on you. So. So we have all our layers now. We're just gonna ice the outside. We're just gonna do a naked look to it because we're gonna do rosette design and pop it in the freezer. Smooth it out, make sure it's all leveled and all the edges are sharp. So we usually just use our bench scraper, and then you just have to basically touch it to the board and you just scrape right across.
but for the top, you can see that she's just leveling.
I'm gonna level it with this, and then because I want to make sure that none of the crumbs for the cake go into my icing, because then we can't use it again. So just leveling it, covering up all the cake. Just gonna go ahead, put it in the freezer, let it set for a bit, then it's easy for us to work on it.
And how long is it gonna go in the fridge for?
If you're putting in the fridge, I would say at least 2 to 3 hours, because we've got a blast freezer here, so we just put it in there for an hour and it's good to go.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're going to be doing a buttercream cake. So we're going to do white rosettes. I've got another piping bag with a star tip that we'll be using it for the big ones. And then we're going to pipe some maple leaves as well. And I've just got a smaller shell tip for that. So we've got a maple leaf cutter here. We're just going to take in, kind of make a outline so we know where exactly to stop with the white. And I'm just going to do one in the front here as well. So we're just gonna go ahead where we made the outline, just make little rosettes here. Just outline it first and then we'll fill in the middle. We're just going to start on the bottom here and just make.
Ah, okay. That is really pretty. Like it's starting to look like an actual very Canadiana cake that I would totally want to dig into on Canada Day. That looks so beautiful.
And just to add a little bit glitter to it, I'm just
okay.
gonna put gold pearls. Give me 1 second, I'll grab
Okay.
it. Gold edible pearls. They're from Michael's as well again. And you just basically I usually just go 1 rosette at a time and just drop it in. Oh.
That looks spectacular. So yeah, I mean, I would love to dig into this on Canada Day and enjoy it with family and friends. So this is spectacular. Thank you so much. We truly, truly appreciated it. Check her out on her Facebook, her Instagram. It's Anjan's Delights, and she's our South Asian cake boss. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe.